Alright, so we're having heck getting these bolts out of the back. I've got to take this cover off so I can get the last cam bearing done. So, anyway. We got to try and heat these bolts up a little bit and see if we can get them out. This is going to be probably the hardest because I ain't going to be able to heat it up as much. See if we get lucky like we did on the other one. Looky there. Oh yeah. Alright. Heat this last one up. Maybe it'll work for. Alright. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Looky there. Works like a charm. Alright guys, we're attempting to put this cam bearing in here. Alright, so I've got this marked right here, and I marked where the old hole was, where the old one come off. So gotta gently put this thing in here. Maybe this will work. I haven't done this job in a long time. Only once on the E model, so maybe won't mess them up. Let's just see how it goes. Yeah, it's going in there, so. Ooh. Oh, so good so far. So far, I like it. We just got to be careful. Got to go flush right there. All right. Let's see how that went. It looks pretty flush. I get the other one. Get this out without messing this up. All right, we kind of jumped the gun on some of this stuff. We're got the camshaft in it. Got that in there yesterday, and I got the front plate gasket on there. Got a little that anaerobic sealant on it, and putting this water pump gasket on here real quick. I just like to silicone them in a couple spots so they don't get loose while you're trying to wrangle this stuff around. So we'll just put this thing in here like this. Get her stuck in there. All right. All right. Now we can move on here. Make sure I got everything. There's a O-rings that go right here. Make sure that's good and clean. We'll do this. A little brake clean on that thing. Oh, make sure that part is good and clean. I'm kind of messy with that sealant. All right. Alright, so we got our O-rings on the back. You don't ever want to forget them. So nervous about putting this thing on there because them things they could fall off. Well, they ain't coming out real easy, so. Alright, here goes nothing. Alright, double check, O-ring still there. Alright. And O-ring still in there. Alright. Alright, moving along here. Put some thread lock on this. Alright, y'all, so we've got these gears right here have a bolt that bolts up right there and right there. That bolts the gear hub and everything to the plate, but I'm putting bolts in those and right there, or right there and right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, to try and tighten this plate down for, you know, because these bolts 3, 2, and 3, 8 bolts right there actually bolt the plate down. And since we're not going right back with the cover, I want to go ahead and bolt the plate down in places that the front cover actually holds the plate to the block, is what I'm trying to do here. So that's what I'm doing. I need to go find me another bolt, put right there. Whew. These things are kind of heavy. Lord have mercy. Let's get the jake brakes and put on there. Alright, let's go over here and put our nuts on for our jake brake. Alright, so let's go ahead with torquing these things down. First, we're going to start with these inside ones here. These are 40 foot-pounds to start out with. Alright, go to the inside one on this one. Yeah. I put a little bit of assembly lube on these rollers here simply because I don't know when this thing is going to be finished putting back together. So rust is always an issue doing this crap outside like this. So as you can see, we've got rust issues. Didn't intend on this taking near as long. I was thinking probably a 2-week process has turned into 4 freaking months. We've been busy working and working every stinking day. All right, go 40 here. 40 on that. And let's go 40 here. Check them. 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. Okay. Now we'll go over here, swap over here, run this down, and go 40 on these. 40. 40. And 40. Okay, so the torque sequence on these is bam, bam, 40 here, 40 here, 40 here, 40 here, 40 here. We'll go back to 80 here, 80 here, 60 there, 80 there, 80 there. So essentially you want to tie these down, because if you start here, you stand a chance of breaking these ears off on these jakes. So, all right, let's go back and do these 40. Screw them down best we can. 40. 40. All right, let's go 40 here. 40 there. 40 back here. 40 right here. All right. $40. $40. All right, so now we want to bump this up to 80 foot-pounds, and we're going to go 80. And 80 there. 80 here. And 80 here. Check them. And check them. All right. Now we're going to drop this back down to 60. Swap sockets. And go 60 on these. Swap back sockets. Jump back up to 80. Oh, I messed it up. Okay. There you go. 80 foot-pounds. All right. All right, now we got the overhead done. Let's move on to the next thing. All right. Okay. All right, so this hole goes through this into the front of the block there, and that's kind of the way I was taught, is to start right there, putting that in there, and then tighten a couple of these down. All right, so it slides in and out pretty easy. And just like this. There we go. That backlash seems like it's just a little bit too tight. Yeah, that's a little bit too tight. Your backlash probably should look something like that right there. All right, put this thing back on here. Yeah, it's a little bit too much. All right, so we had our stub shaft moved over all the way over here, so we moved it all the way over there like that to see where we're at now. We're just a little bit too loose, so what we'll do now, we'll shoot her right in the middle, I guess. Okay, so that's about what you want right there. I put it back kind of, it's pretty close to where it was a while ago, or when I took it apart. I went back and looked at pictures, because I take pictures of all this crap when I take it apart, because my dumb ass can't put this stuff back together. Okay, so I watched 8 Update here a while back, and he did a video on this, and basically what he said was somebody told him that you take a feeler gauge, a 24 thousandths, shave it down like I did that one, and a 14, which my 14 is in here somewhere. Where's 14? 14, there it is. Okay, so you take these two right here, and you go to the gears that are closest together there and see if they'll fit. And that 14 fits real good. Okay. Now, if I understand him right, the 24 will not fit at all. So if you're in between 14 and 24, you're good. And that's always somewhere right there is about where I've always gauged these, just kind of on the lash. My cousin always taught me kind of that feel right there. All right, so now let's go back over here and take our pin thing, get the preload off the bearing or off the gear. Let's go. Got to remember which way we're going with this, because we want to go back the opposite way to get this thing top dead center. Let's get a little bit more on it. So we'll go just like this. Oh, get over that. Got a little compression right there. All right, there we go. Now let's swap directions. Go back to top dead center number 1. There we are. All right. There we go. Oop, it didn't come out. There we go. All right. Okie doke. Good right there. Check 14. 14 goes up in there. Just like that. And it's tight enough that I know 24 is not going to go in there. But for demonstration purposes, let's do it. Yep, it's not going in there. All right, so we're good there. Now, we're going to torque these to 41 pounds, I think. 41. So, 60. 41. All right. That's tight. That's tight. That's tight. All right. Oh, let's get our retainer on here. There we go. 35. Okay. 35. All right. Go back over again. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Okay. All right. Good deal. I almost forgot the cam gear. So we go to 180 degrees on here, or 180 foot-pounds. In a crisscross pattern. All right, a little update today. Let's get started doing some stuff. Got the old hood off of her the other day, and we're gonna start getting things ready to take apart here. Okay guys, this is what it looks like now. We got the hood off of it. Got most of everything undone on it that we're gonna have to. I got to figure out if I'm gonna just take the compressor off and lay that off on the side over there and not break the system down. I've done that last time I did a motor swap on it, or last two motor swaps I did on it. And all the hoses, this thing is so wore out, it's puking oil out the back of the turbo, or maybe the turbo's bad, I don't know. Anyway, it don't matter, it's getting a new one. So we're here, got the drive shaft out of it. Next thing I got to do is, probably won't get to it today, it's fixing to storm real bad and I'm gonna get the heck out of Dodge. Undo the wiring off the cab and move it out of the way over here, get the starter off of it, and mark all the cables on it so don't mess up and do the wrong thing there. And of course undo the batteries, drive shafts out of it. I've got all the brakes backed off of it but this one, and I've got this caging tool right here. And what this thing does is you stick it in this brake chamber. It's got a thing in there that locks up in there, and you tighten this nut up and it pulls the spring back and releases the brake. So that's how I'm going to move this thing back and forth out of here when I need to do something else, or once I get the motor out of it, it's going out and we're putting the motor back over here. so we can start swapping everything else over here. Man, this is all condensation right here. This is how bad it's been. It is so humid today. It's fixing to storm. It's like 70 degrees, 90% humidity, and it's fixing to be a mess. But I'll get these engines side by side right here, and I'll just swap components off of that one onto this one. Like, you know, the dipstick's got to be moved. Oil return for the turbo's got to be moved. There's several things that's got to be moved on it. So other than that, she should be ready to go. We got to do an oil pan swap too. We got to get an oil pan off that other one, put it on there, because that's a front sump for a setback axle. And I'm going to, since some of y'all know, last year I had to take the flywheel housing. I had some bolts broke off. As you can see, this is my old flywheel housing. I stuck it on my old engine, but had some bolts break off and stuff like that in it. So I put new motor mounts and everything on that housing. And this steel bolt and aluminum threads here, they don't like each other. So like, I think before I take them off, those motor mounts off, I'm just going to swap these flywheel housings, because I'm going to reseal this one anyway. I got the gasket and everything, so reseal it, put a new rear main in it, and I'm going to take the clutch out, the transmission out while it's in there, and then I'm going to pull the engine. But I'm going to try and stick it all back together, and I'll build everything back up, put the flywheel, clutch, and transmission bolted up on here. And I've got a buddy that's going to come with a wrecker, and we're going to dive it down in there. But I'm probably going to try and take the engine out by itself with a backhoe. That way I don't have to call a wrecker twice. So that being said, we are just about, like I said, I got a couple things. We're just about ready to take the transmission out. I didn't want to use our transmission jack because I don't like it. And I've been waiting on a buddy of mine to call me all day, because I told him I wanted to come by and get his transmission jack. I ain't heard from him. So anyway, maybe for too much longer get it. But I don't know. I've got, every week it's just been busy. I hadn't been able to mess with this thing at all during the week, because it's long days during the week, and I've been trucking it up. So fuel line, we got a couple fuel lines to take off, and that's gonna be about it. We're gonna be have this thing out. It may be next Saturday before I get it out, so I don't know. Sometime in March, maybe, hopefully. It's kind of what I'm thinking. I've got several cosmetic things that I want to do to it before I get going. I'm gonna put new hoses on it, probably a new air-to-air, because this air-to-air is cracked right here, and we epoxied it. I had a radiator shop epoxy it, but yeah, it's not doing good. So we'll put a new air-to-air on it, probably put a new radiator on it, because this radiator is it's a 1998 radiator. It's the original radiator in here. I've just taken care of it through the years, and made sure that it's always I'm putting that back there. It's fixing to storm here in a little bit, so yeah, there we go. Maybe that'll stay. It's filthy, of course. It needs the treatment that I gave the other radiator and that grain truck. So we got several things. We're going to put new hoses on the radiator, probably put new tubing on it, because our tubing is, it's all old. A lot of this stuff is just original stuff that I have just taken care of through the years, and tried not to let it get too bad. But this pipe right here is kind of rusty. That top pipe is gone. But I may even put a new radiator in. I think I'm gonna put a new radiator in it, because it hadn't been too long ago that this neck right here, I don't know if you can see, I had to have it brazed right there, and there wasn't much left to braze on it. So we've gotten lucky with that one. We've had the tank off of it several times and rotted it. Of course, you know me, I've cleaned this thing out dozens of times, but it's I think that one served its purpose, so it'll be moving on. So all right, guys, I am fixing to clean tools, pick up, and get on back to the house there, and call this one a day. I've had enough of it. All right, guys, moment of truth here. We got the motor ready to come out. We're gonna pick her up. Not too much, really, but down just a little bit. All right, let's go check everything. Turn that off. All right. Kind of close quarters over there, so I'm having to kind of just we're up. We got to get this around that, so I think we got to come out just a tad. All right. Too much. All right, we got to get up above that. Get all our stuff right here out of the way. All right. Pick her up some more. Pick her up. Dang it. Gotta go in just a tad. There we go. Looks like we're clear right there. We gotta clear this, we gotta keep coming up. Let's go check the other side real quick. We gotta check all our wires and everything. Lord, we're making a mess here. All right. So we've got to get up above our transmission line coolers too. I hope this thing will pick it all the way up. We're in trouble. Ooh. Ha. Spunky today. Alright. I don't know if our transmission cooler, yeah, we'll lay it down like that maybe. Come back just a little bit more. I originally had the front of the motor hooked up first and picked it up. Hoping that I can pick the front up a little bit higher. Yeah, come on out. Yeah. All right. That'll work. Well, she's out. Hell, we got to get somewhere where we can get to the side of it and move it. Can we come in? Yeah, if we drop it there, we can definitely do that. So I think I'm gonna set her down there. All right, let me get some blocks out and set it down.